Welcome back to Craig's Cabin. Merry Christmas everybody, it's that time of year again, and today's video we're going to be learning a few more knots. So let's jump into the video. So we're going to continue to work from this book here, The Complete Guide to Knots by Marion Biggin and Guido Regazzoni. And it's for sailing, fishing, camping and climbing knots. So the first knot I'm going to try today is for eyed hooks. And this knot is another type of knot. It's a compact knot, which is fairly universal, and it can be used with any kind of hook or any type of single line and gives excellent grip. The knot is made around the standing part of the line, and the only point of contact between the line and the hook is the internal turn through the eye. This is the Achilles heel of the knot, as it is here that the line will generally break. But this problem can be overcome by doubling the initial turn twice through the eye. This increases the reliability of the knot, but it also increases its bulk and so limits the use of hooks of a certain size. Okay, so as you can see, I'm not out fishing. I don't have my fishing equipment with me. So how am I going to tie it around a hook? Well, I've got my bag of tricks. I've got a ladle to simulate the hook. I don't have fishing line, so I'll go in my bag again, get a little bit of paracord. So the method here is we need to go through the eye of the hook, go over the bind and make 3 turns and then pull it tight. So I'll show you here. And I'll read the method out afterwards. But you put it through the top of the hook facing upwards, you put it through the eye of the hook like this. So that's the end that connects to your reel. We make the loop, go over like that. Make it a bit longer to make the loop. So this little bit comes back down. So you go make 3 turns. So you go inside. 1, 2, 3, and put it out this side to match with this line here. Then all you do is put your fingers on the knot and slide it. Two lines together. Make sure it's doubly tight. There we have your knot. Just there. I'll do it a bit closer so you guys can see. See if I can actually do it standing up. Hope you all are having lovely pre-Christmas preparations, not too stressful. Okay, just get this undone. So, right, this is the bit that's going to be attached to your reel. So, hook face up, put the line through, make a loop by going up, and over to come back down. Then we want to go through the loop 3 times. 1, it does say 2 times, but 3 times will be better. So then, slide that down a bit so there's a bit more. So they're both coming out the same side like that. Then all you've got to do, slide it down while pulling the other 2 bits of line, slide it onto your hook, end of your hook there, where it's going to bind up. And you see, like it said, it's only that knot there that's touching, that's connected to the hook. And this is just the one you pull it tight, and it's a compression knot, so it pins it in there like that. To make it stronger, you do a second loop through and then wind it both and pull. But that's that knot there. So the way the book explains it is it's quite an easy knot. You begin by making a simple turn with the end of the line through the eye of the hook, or to do a double turn through the eye of the hook to make it a bit stronger, but this does limit the size of the hook you can use. And then you continue by taking a turn over the standing part, which is the bit attached to the reel end, to produce a loop, which is then held by a series of turns. The number of turns here is up to you, although we recommend 2 or 3 at the most. This knot is finished at this point. To tighten it, hold the hook and pull the standing part, which is the bit attached to the reel, leaving the knot end free. The knot should be pulled tight gradually and smoothly so as not to distort the inner order. And number 6 shows with the end coming out in the same direction, and I'll show you the number 6 is just here. I don't know if you can see the light the way it is. Let's try zooming in for you. There we go. So the next knot we're going to do is called a loop on the bite. Let's show you here. It's a pretty simple knot to do. And this loop, which is a variation of the figure 8 or Flemish loop, owes its popularity to the fact that it's so quick and easy to make, because it is formed with the line itself. It gives maximum guarantee against slip on the other hand. It has one of the gravest defects a knot can have. It greatly reduces the strength of the line. This fault can be seen clearly in figure 6, where the 2 ends are shown coming out of the knot parallel, where the line is under tension. The ends are opened out and forced to work against the turn of the far right of the loop. Because of this, the knot is not recommended unless you calculate carefully beforehand the strain which the line will be subjected to. I'll show you in number 6, like it says, it is just there. Just there. We're not going to use a little bit of rope that's still attached to our ladle hook. I'm going to use another bit of rope that's long enough here. So I'll do it first a couple of times and then I'll read out how it says to do it. So what we need to do is we need to make a loop like so and pinch where we want it to be. Then we've got to bring that loop back but underneath. So we'll make it a bit longer, shall we? Yeah. Bring the loop back underneath like so. To where we want it. There we go. Now what we want to do is twist this round once. Like so. So that we've got a twist in it, which probably would have been easier for me to do it like that. Right. Then what we want to do is we want to bring the loop up through and then pull tight to both ends. There we go. And it's similar to a figure of 8 knot, like it says, but a little difference just there. So I take this off and we do it a bit closer. So get our bit of rope, make it nice and long for the loop, like like so. We pinch it here where we want it. Bring the loop back round. Like so. Give it a twist. And then this loop comes back up through. We pull tight. There we go. Now the method that the book says, I was just following the pictures by the way, not the method itself. It says, begin by making a bite along the line at the point where the loop is required. Fold the bite back on itself and make 2 turns around the standing part, taking care to keep the arrangement on the line in perfect order. Now pass the bite back through the eye to the left and proceed to close the knot. Now figure 5 shows the knot completed, and the size of the loop could be adjusted at this point. Pushing the knot to the right or left, making sure that the internal arrangement of the knot is not upset. Tighten the knot by pulling the 2 ends of the line and the loop, like we did. Like so. So there we have it. There's 2 knots that I've just learned from the book. Is the loop on a bite, but this one will damage the rope, so unless you've taken a calculated risk with this one, it's not suggested, but it's always nice to know. I'll put that back in my magic bag. And then this one was called a secondary eyed hook knot. And the only downside to this one is because it's only held onto the hook by this one part, this is where it normally breaks. You can double it up, but then that changes the size of the hook you can use. But there's 2 knots there. You may be able to use, you may not be able to use, but it's a little bit of something to learn, and I enjoyed learning about it. I'll put that back in my magic bag. I want to thank all of you guys that have been watching the videos. We are within the 100 now to get into the first 1k. So if you can just share the channel on your community pages, your social media, get people to come and check it out and subscribe. Don't forget to like this video below. Leave a nice little comment, just say Merry Christmas or something in the comments below, just so I can know you've popped by and said hello. Stay safe, have a lovely Christmas. I'll see you next time.